either way. It might just like start up like another stream. Like I don't know what it's gonna start, but
We'll
whatever.
find out.
It says it's up. I mean, if you can see it, take a look at it.
It says, let's play Super Paper Mario Part 1.
Okay, give me a sec. I can fix that pretty quick here.
It's currently streaming, where I'm watching it.
Uh, I'm trying to see if I can fix the title.
I'm watching it.
Okay, let's see if that'll take.
Refreshing.
Did that work?
Yes. Let's play new Snap. Yes, it changed it.
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
Because apparently it just kicked out to a new stream, so hey, we're back. We've been gone for literally 30 seconds because Elgato decided to be a big shit.
So, weirdly enough, the game that YouTube says you're playing, like, it's like browse game and like shows a picture of the game down below, is still Super Paper Mario, weirdly enough. But yeah, you know.
Hey, it's that Pokemon we were talking about like an hour ago. Anyone remember Vanillish? Vanillice? They have Trubbish and Vanillice in this game, just to piss off everybody.
No, because actual Pokemon fans don't care about Vanillish and Trubbish. Once you're done with this level, reshare with me the thing, because I don't have it. Like, I'm just watching. I know what you're doing because I'm watching this.
Why is he constantly going back and forth? What are you doing?
He's a happy little ice cream cone.
Yeah, you're right. The Piplup joke isn't funny anymore.
Thank you. I do believe that you can get a photo of Empoleon in this game too.
Why is this freaking level like Frostmoth so much? What is this Pokemon?
Specifically the nighttime version of it likes Frostmoth a lot.
Oh my god, it's the ice thing. No wait, that's Vulpix. I thought it looked like my brain was like, it's an Eevee! It's like, no it's not.
I think there is a picture of Glaceon somewhere in this level, because I think every evolution is in this game. Like, if I recall correctly, every Eevee evolution is in this game someplace. Because I think Leafeon, but I think you have to like level up every area to level 2 or 3 for some of them. Because Leafeon, I'm pretty sure, is in the jungle. Espeon's in the Elsewhere Forest. Umbreon's in the very last level of the game. Glaceon's in this one.
Flareon's in a fire tornado.
Flareon is either in the desert or in.
Jolteon is on a thunder rod.
Jolteon
Vaporeon is underwater. Well, actually, Vaporeon is in a puddle.
I think Vaporeon's on the beach, I think.
Didn't we see Vaporeon already?
We might have. I think, depending on the stage, it's either level 2 or level 3 that the evolution starts to show up on. I think most of them only show up on level 3. Espeon shows up on level 2, though, because it's like a main gimmick of that stage. Okay, let me look.
Oh yeah, I need to share the game with you again.
That you do. Okay, Sylveon's in the park.
And can't forget you, otherwise this entire visit would be a sham.
Leafeon's in the jungle. Espeon's in the Elsewhere Forest. Vaporeon is...
There you go.
Yes, I got this beam back. Let's see here. Vaporeon's actually in the reef, which is the one where we're on top of the water, but we're not like anywhere near land. That's where Vaporeon is.
200 points for the pose. Seriously?
Jolteon in the desert? Where the fuck is the next evolution? Where's...
A new discovery.
Okay, Flareon's in the volcano, duh.
Flareon should...
Glaceon's in the ice place, duh.
Flareon should have been in the forest because he's gonna burn it all down.
Nice work.
Oh, okay, Jolteon's in the second to last level, apparently. The level we're probably headed to next. And then in the very last level is Umbreon, and that's all of them.
Well, I'm hoping we could get to grinding something soon so that I can finish up my report on Darker Than Black at least. And then we can move on to the thing that would be actually interesting to talk about would be the entire DMC series, now that it's over.
Yeah. In the base game, there was 214 Pokemon, and with all the free updates, there's now 234 Pokemon.
Wait, they updated only 20 Pokemon?
I mean, yeah, in free updates where they added those couple stages, they only added 20 new Pokemon, which is fine.
Eh. I mean, how many updates was it?
2, I think.
A new discovery.
Yeah, 2. They added a river stage. And they added I think like a deserty stage, and then they added like the shrink stage. But the shrink stage is just you go through one of the other stages in the game, but you're small.
Nice work.
So yeah, they added for the river stage. It looks like they added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-ish Pokemon, and then 10 again for the other stage. So each stage added 10.
Eh.
Yeah.
I mean, it was free, so there you go.
Nice work.
Sad. I don't think that's bad. I think 10 new Pokemon on 2 new stages, or 20 new Pokemon over 2 new stages. It's pretty good. I don't think Pokemon Snap needs to have an ass load of Pokemon. I think 230 some is a lot for Pokemon Snap. Like,
I think they could have.
You know how many Pokemon were in the original Pokemon Snap out of the original 150? They had like maybe 40.
Well, yeah, but that's not a good argument at this point.
I don't know. That game was amazing and only had 40 Pokemon in it. Like, I don't think you have to have an ass load of Pokemon to make the game good.
Well, I'm not arguing for an ass load, but, you know, maybe 15 to 20 would have been a better mark to shoot for per stage.
Maybe. I mean, I'm sure the stage has Pokemon in them, but they're Pokemon we saw earlier, like, you know, Magikarp being in every goddamn stage, things like that. But, like,
maybe
I feel like
maybe that's fair.
I was gonna say, I'm sure the stages have, like, I'll go look right now to see what Pokemon are in the actual stages. Okay, so Mighty Wide River and Barren Badlands. Okay, so Barren Badlands has...
It has a Skarmory in it. Just to be like, hey, we heard your criticism from the future, and we put it in the other stage too, so eh.
It does not have Skarmory in it. So Pokemon that were in this, it has Minior, it has Onix in it, it has Torchic in it. These are Pokemon that were not added in the free update. They were new.
Yeah, we've seen them before.
Yeah, there's Onix, Torchic, Mandibuzz, Lycanroc, Shinx.
What the fuck is a Lycanroc?
It's like the wolf Pokemon that was in the desert, remember?
I think so. It sounds familiar, at least. There was a lot of wolves things in there.
Kangaskhan's in there. So yeah, there's like 7 or 8 returning Pokemon from previous stages that are in this one, and that's in the night version of that, or day version of that stage. Let's look at the night version and see if there's anything new in the night version.
What should we get up to now? Because now we don't have like any. We unlocked the glowy orbs, but that's about it.
run the stage one more time. Just run the ice stage again until
Level
oh,
2.
get Knight to level 2, yeah. But yeah, they actually did a really cool thing for the Badlands at night. When I look at it, the Badlands stage, they made it so like every pavilion pattern can be found in one spot. So like you can literally get a picture of like a shit ton of pavilions, but they all have different patterns on their wings. It's really cool. There's also, it looks like a really cool Magikarp
Oh,
shot.
that Mightyena is chasing that Piplup. That's what he was up to. I wonder how I can resolve that difference. This Mightyena is kind of smart.
Oh wow, there's there is a fuck ton of Pokemon in the river. Holy shit, is this map like populated with Pokemon? Okay, Pokemon that were in this game that are in the river that are also found in previous stages of the thing.
52 of them.
Beautifly, Wooper, Grookey, Sobble, Apom, Arbok, maybe? I don't know if Metapod's new to this stage or if it,
No,
or if it's-
Metapod was in the other river stage.
Yeah, it's in the old game, like new to this game is my point.
No, I thought Metapod was in this river as well.
They don't have a river stage in this. Like, the river stage to this game is a free update stage.
Seriously, what is that bird? God, you...
Where?
Well,
Pretty sure it's Braviary.
I got a better look at it, but I couldn't get a
that's
picture.
Braviary. That's
Ah!
Braviary.
Fuck you, bird.
I saw the feather tails of it. It's Braviary.
Fuck you, bird. Wherever you landed.
Did you get a picture of Sandslash last time?
Yeah, I did. I got, like, the one picture. That Braviary is just pissing me off at this point. But at least I got a picture of his dopey ass. His Legend of Zelda looking butt.
Hey, that bird is America's ass. That's a reference to a movie, and true, because Braviary is the American Pokemon. It's based on Eagle, and it's from Unova, and its colors on its feathers are red, white, and blue. It is indeed the most American of Pokemon.
Well, at least it's not as racist as Tomahawk, man.
Swampert, Canyon, Venusaur, they've, like, Cleffa, like, a million Pokemon from different stages got added to the river. Like, holy shit, is there a lot of Pokemon on the river stage.
Damn, getting any picture of Delibird is gonna be fucking impossible.
What's he doing?
He's just running really fast. Wait, what's he doing?
Gotta go fast.
Well, how the fuck am I supposed to get in that tiny hole?
Where, what?
Am I supposed to harass the Jinx to opening the way?
Where?
It's a tiny hole he ran into.
No. I think there are 2 alternate paths in this stage, but one of them requires, at the very beginning of the day stage, you have to get a,
Hey, everyone's bright now.
get the Vanillix.
The
Doing the
Vanillix of
spin.
what? Wait,
Or
he's spinning?
He was spinning when you first lit it up. I was just kind of sitting there.
Oh, I tried.
There, he did a spin again, but yeah, by then he was kind of blocked out.
Damn it, Obama Snow, move out of the way. I need to hit that flower.
Former president, Mr. President.
Stop knocking over the constituents. Just because Americans are all around doesn't mean you can do that. What the hell are you? Oh, that's another Braviary. At least you stood still for once. What are you doing, Vulpix? Are you going to Ice Beam some jerks?
No. Something's making a lot of noise. Oh, it's Mamoswine being all happy that it's chilling, and now it's all pissed.
What, I just turned you into a nightlight. What can you be pissed about?
Obama!
Oh, really?
It's actually a pretty decent shot.
See, he's not giving me the come hither look that Unpheasant was. He's not as cool.
Okay, note to self. Jeff is only attracted to on-pheasant when it comes to Gen 5 flying bird Pokemon.
Yep, the entire team in the Black Run is all going to be on pheasants of various levels. One's going to be level 3, one's 17, one's 42, one's 32, and one is 99 because fuck that bird. You don't get to be max level, ever.
But Mighty and a butt shot.
Furry continuing to do fur tube things.
Literally just a scarf.
And I'll take the 2-star shot.
It is the harder to get shot of them.
I guess that's gonna be the best picture of Delibird, considering he runs at like 20 miles an hour. I'm really surprised I wasn't well, I guess it counted for the other one when I bonked him in the face. Yeah, I kind of do like that picture a little better. That's kind of a shame. I could have gotten that topic really shot through. So, let's just power through this so I can stop forgetting about it. So,
Sure.
Technically Darker Than Black Season 2 was Gaiden, which was a very short story. Season 2 was only 4 episodes long. So I think it might have qualified as one of those OVAs that they talk about on occasion. And it's basically just connecting the Season 1 to Season 3, where the story becomes that Yin, the doll, turns into more of the defining force of the conflict behind Season 3, which they didn't really develop, so it didn't really go anywhere as much as it should have. But
They get the girl with the gun.
I mean, it's a decent enough story, because it actually does show Lee's like fall from grace, where he ends up starting in Season 3, which a story should have done, even though they put him into a horrible, god-awful place and just completely like nuke him as a character. By that point, it didn't really make much sense, because the whole point of Yin as a character is that she's supposed to be emotionless, but the driving force behind Season 2 is Lee cares about her for some reason. But they can't really show why, because of the whole lack of emotions thing, so it doesn't feel like a relationship at all.
I mean, he can care about her even if she has no emotions. Because he has emotions, thus he can have emotions towards her.
I mean, I would believe that, but then I would like to see reasons why he cares, because I don't really understand why. I know that he cares, but I don't know why.
I guess I don't remember. As I said, it's been 5 years since I watched.
I guess I would just say it's a kind of a confused or too light to really matter, or whatever. So it just doesn't work for me in the story that they're trying to tell. But then Season 3 starts, and I will tell you that I've sat through a lot of mediocre anime on my journey to find things that I like. Watching Genesis the Meteor was legitimately hard to get through. And like, as legitimately as I can possibly make it, because it got to a point where, like, I had literally zero desire to keep going. And I kind of just kept going because of the garbage fire, like, attribute that these, really bad shows can get. Just, like, seeing how far they're willing to go and how shitty that they're making it is kind of the reason why I kept watching. Because I knew it was going to be a fun story to recap when I stopped watching it, just because it was so bad. Because the reason why it's so bad is that the first thing that they do in Genesis the Meteor is that they switch main characters. Where for the first half of the season, we establish,
With a gun.
I would like to say her name, I'm trying to remember her name, it's like Sinuo or something.
Girl with a gun.
Yeah, but she has a name.
We could just call her girl with a gun. It's not like she matters.
No,
It's really boring.
she does matter. She does. That's not fair to Sunuo, because Sunuo is probably the best thing about the season.
Oh, I don't enjoy her that much. But I just remember the whole season being like really boring.
I wouldn't call it boring. That boring is not the way to call that season, from what I got out of it, because it's very bleak. It is very fucking bleak. It gets dark. And it gets very bad in trying to be dark. Like, a lot of shows I've seen have tried to be dark. Some of them make it work, some of them don't. And I would probably extend that to when we were talking about the Devil reboot last week, where one of its problems was that Ninja Theory wanted to write like a really edgy show, but they wrote it edgelordy. They went too far in trying to make it edgy, so it came around looking ridiculous.
You mind?
Because, like we were talking about last week, the story is basically Dante turns into an anarchist and tries to burn down the entire system of, like, the world because it's all corrupt and shit. And that's the story they wanted to write. So I could see in their mind that they tried to recreate Dante as this super edgy character, but they went too fucking far, and it turned into a joke. So that's kind of... I mean, it wasn't funny is the problem with Genesis the Meteor, because the first 5 episodes we established Sunuo's character, and she's essentially just this normal... she's just this normal girl at the start, where she's going to high school, she has nice friends, she has a sort of good family situation. Her father's always working, and her brother isn't allowed to see her, but she's still on good relations. She's still on good relations with him, and even though she's not allowed, she does see her brother on occasion. Because what happens is that her brother turns into a contractor, so her father's saying, like, oh, just stay away from him, he's unpredictable and he could kill you. But then the story turns that starts spreading, and more of the people that she knows start also turning to contractors. And then the other problem beyond that is that because her friends are turning into contractors and the government didn't immediately get involved, people also start dying because people are turning into contractors. So they start gaining these powers, they start losing all of their emotions, they start acting completely irrationally. So, like, people just start dying, and people that she knows starts dying. So, systematically over the course of, like, the first half of the season, like, every one of her family goes missing or dies in the first couple episodes. She loses all of her friends because either they turn into contractors, they die in firefights, or all of their memories get erased because their government's trying to cover up, like, all this shit that's happening in this entire area because they have access to memory erasure as a thing. And then, because she doesn't have anywhere to go, and the one person that managed to avoid all the memory eraser stuff is a high school student, so he has no idea what the fuck he's supposed to be doing. She eventually just gets picked up by Lee, who comes into the situation because he was hired to do so. And Lee at this point is, like I said, they completely nuked his character and started over. Because he lost Yin, and Yin got new powers that made her more dangerous, so she ended up getting picked up by a different organization and put into cryogenic sleep for later because they're going to use her for something else because she has all these new, like, devastating powers. Because of that and because he cared, he turns from, an affable, he's half human, half contractor, so he's still an emotional and a good person in the first season. He turns into an asshole drunk. And just he completely falls off the wagon.
I remember that part.
He completely falls off the wagon and turns into just a terrible, despicable human being. Yep. He brings Sunuo into the fold, and again, Sunuo starts out as just a normal girl that was living in Russia, and she didn't know anything about this. She just got brought into the situation against her own will because it basically came to her door and shoved itself in. Around that time, she also starts becoming a contractor as well, because the reason why they became contractors is that the first thing that happens in the season is that they end up being next to a meteor dropping out of the sky, and that somehow starts turning them into contractors. It wasn't really explained all that well, but that's, in context, that's what happened. Well, actually, it gets explained why later on. I'm not gonna say that, but the meteor apparently had something to kickstart it. What happened?
Yeah.
So at that point, Lee figures out what's going on, and he decides to start training Sunuo to becoming a better contractor, because her ability is that she's able to, when she's in danger, she's able to spawn a anti-tank rifle as her offensive option. Which made me laugh, because if you remember back when we did Metal Gear Acid, Leon, one of the antagonists, also uses an anti-tank rifle as his offensive option, single-handed. And I always found that, like, it looks completely absurd, because his gun is taller than he is, and he's using it single-handedly.
Gun. Yeah, it's a gigantic gun.
So, it doesn't have anything...
Anti-tank rifle, it's not anti-personnel.
So it's completely absurd, but she can use it because, as part of her backstory, she was trained how to survive and how to shoot. So it does make sense. But the reason why this starts spiraling the show into complete shittiness is that throughout her training, Lee is constantly being abusive to her. Like, in 3 episodes, he, like, bitch slaps her upside the head, like, 5 or 6 times. Which is just...
Yeah. So I remember what bored me was the, like, all the training, and I was just like, okay, this is boring, and yeah, he's an asshole, and I don't give a shit about him anymore, so, like...
Well, I guess I
started falling apart there, and I stopped watching.
And it's like at that point, it was, like, very consistently, like, it's just the thing that he slaps Sunuo around, and I'm like, they built up this much sympathy with this character, and all these shitty things have happened to her specifically. Like, her entire life has been, like, burnt down. And this is the only place she can go, is live with this incredibly shitty person. And it's just, like I said, it made it so fucking hard to grind myself through. But, thankfully, by episode 6, he does start improving himself, so... It isn't a consistent showing throughout the entire show. It's just... It's in the worst spot that it could possibly be, because it's the beginning of the show. It's the establishment of their relationship, and it's starting off like that. Where he, like, kicks her through a door, and then during a training exercise, he kicks her to the ground and, like, threatens her with a bottle, like a broken bottle, because he's, like, trying to teach her about improvised weaponry. Oh, hey, it's Krogunk.
Yeah, I think you already missed, like, 2 or 3 Pokemon.
Well, yeah, because I'm trying to focus on explaining why Genesis the Meteor is so shitty. It's so fucking terrible.
Yeah, because I already know why.
Well, yeah,
For the most part.
I mean, yeah, you know.
I gave up on it 5 years ago when I was watching it because, 1, the main character became absolutely just atrocious to watch, and then, yeah, shit like,
But while it did get better, there were a couple of small things that kind of made it a bit worse. Because, like I said, it's bleak and it kind of just keeps going in a couple of spots. Whoa.
Yeah, so that
Didn't
Gengar's
Gengar
hopping
do that?
around. Yeah, Gengar's hopping around this whole goddamn level.
That's
He was one of the Pokemon I was pretty sure you missed earlier.
Well, we'll get to it. We'll come back and have to do this to get to, I don't know, level 2 or whatever, the usual. So, a lesser reason why the season just doesn't work is that, like I said, we're trying to introduce this Sunuo character and all this baggage that she has with her backstory, and we're also still trying to continue the Yin story at the same time. And this season's also only 13 episodes long, so I think it kind of ran into the problem where it tried to do too much in too short a space of time, so the story threads they're trying to work with didn't get the development that they needed to really turn into a better
Gengar's
story.
peeking out at you. Gengar is peeking out at you at a couple places.
Well, yeah, there's this portal right there, but where is he? Do I have to entice him out with apples?
No, I think you have to take. There was another portal that he was speaking out of earlier. He has a couple different spots he peeks out at you at.
So the thing I was talking about with episode 6 is that Sunuo does manage to convince him to start turning his life around because she basically... I don't know what she agreed to do. I think she agreed to start listening more to Lee if he would stop drinking so much, and he actually agrees to get himself off the wagon, and he stops being abusive to her, which was good because it was the worst part of the show for that to be a defining thing that he does in their relationship. Just like being nonsensically violent all the time to her for very little reason. Like the point at the early on in the show when she like threatened to shoot Lee, I was like, yeah, she should do that. It would be a better show if he was dead. But instead he kicks her through a door and tells her not to do that again. Which is great. Later on down the line, when she's become like partially a contractor for reasons that I'll eventually get to. So she's actually struggling later on in the season with, she says, why does she care about Lee? And in context, she's recognizing that he's done all these shitty things to her, like, he's possibly killed her father, upended her entire life, and, you know, being abusive to her while they're being training. So why would she ever care about Lee? And it's a perfectly good question that she doesn't answer. Because she doesn't understand her own emotions at the time, so we don't even get an answer as to... So it's just like a bullshit question, why do I care? And I would imagine the audience be like wondering the same thing, and she doesn't provide an answer, so it's really annoying.
Yeah.
It's like...
Because the show's bad. Like, I feel like we've listed a million reasons why.
Yeah, but these are more interesting reasons, especially... Well, it would explain a bunch of things. I think it would just tie in...
more fuels to the fires. At a certain point, it's the fires already as interesting as it's
No,
gonna be.
I do want to get to the last thing, too, because they do throw in a final twist that I think ties into the whole Bleak thing, and just, like, lumping on all this bleakness on this character that doesn't deserve it. But because by the end of the show... Like, they want to get to the point to explain why does she feel like a partial contractor? Why does she still have emotions? And apparently the reason why is that at some point around her backstory, we find out that she's apparently also not real. We meet her mom that was separated from her life late into the season. Like, she manages to track her down through the detective, and probably the only legitimately good character. Guy does make an appearance in the late season 2. They do bring him back, and he's always good because he's just a goofball. So they track down her mom, and they do the correct thing in episode 10, where it is a heartwarming moment at the end of episode 10. Immediately after episode 11, the mom is like, "You're not my daughter." They immediately cut down the emotional moment, but at least they did have it for. They didn't cut it down immediately after it happened. They gave you an episode to think about it, which I thought was at least nice considering how shitty some of these other character things they were doing with this character was. So apparently, at some point, her father works as a scientist. The syndicate that Lee works for tracks him down and decides to blow up his entire facility, and through that explosion, Sunuo died at the scene. So apparently what happened is that when her brother came to be a contractor, through his abilities, he clones himself, alters it, and that becomes what Sunuo was. So she's also not real. she's a clone of her brother, given altered memories, and just allowed to be in the family. Because the thing that the father was working on was like implanted memories with his memory machine. Because he wanted to continue with his research to create another Sunoa. Like to bring her back to life. Her mother disagreed, and apparently that's what caused the split between the family and why she left. Because obviously she didn't think that was right. So, right at the end of the season, they'll throw the frickin' ultimate curveball and just and the ultimate bleakness was just like, on top of all this other shit, like, you fundamentally just aren't a real person.
Needlessly convoluted.
I was like, why? Why would you do that to this character? Why would you continually break her down to this level? When she was just a normal fucking person.
I was gonna say, in my opinion, it just seems needlessly convoluted. Like, they're like, oh, we want to make this character more interesting or more edgy or more whatever. Let's give them, like, let's just, right at the end here, right towards the end, let's shoehorn this huge, crazy twist that it isn't, it's just stupid and kind of overly done. Like,
I mean,
or overly, not overly done, but overly, it's overly complicated, overly convoluted.
When it didn't need to be, like, at all.
It just literally didn't need to be there at all. And yeah. Just to make the character more tragic so that we can be more, you know, edgy about it. Which, I mean, I guess the show is called Darker Than Black or whatever, so...
Well,
the name of the show is already pretty damn edgy. I guess you kind of know what you're getting your
well, it worked in season 1 because they had that edgy elements, but at least they had, like, this coherent, strong story. Like, he works for this shadowy organization, he's a ninja, he kills everyone he comes into contact with. And that works. And that's enough edginess for the type of show you're working with. And then they just go completely overboard in this season. But to give them the tiniest amount of credit, I don't really understand how, but apparently they give her, like, a happy ending, because what eventually happens at the very, very end is that Yin is turned into this, some sort of conduit, where she starts, like, absorbing souls, or the minds of contractors who are around her, because that's what her powers have been developing to do, combined with some sort of wish that her brother made at the time that he was becoming a contractor, which was his ultimate plot goal. The reason why he disappears and goes underground was that he was working on this. And through what Yin is allowed to do, Sunuo's mind, soul, or whatever is absorbed into Yin, and from that point on, apparently her consciousness is now living in this, this is the part where I don't really understand it, because she's living with her family in this altered state of consciousness inside of Yin. But she's living in Japan when I thought that she lived in Russia. So I'm wondering if she's living in, like, altered memories of hers. But the bottom line is that she does get to live a happy life as a normal girl, and it reverses the clock on everything, and she just gets the normal life after that. It just resets everything. And I thought that was at least nice for the character to at least end up in a good place, even though I don't understand how or why it happened.
Bonk them. Bonk the Glalie. Oh.
Do we have time to bonk the Glalie?
Not anymore. You gotta remember that I'm a little bit behind you, so when I said
no, I got to bonk the Glalie.
Yeah, but we don't get a picture of it. I was gonna say, try to line up a better shot with Krogunk. Like, turn around here as you're going down. Face the Krogunk that's, like, right there. Yeah, there you go. Get him maybe to turn around.
So yeah, that was the story of Darker Than Black, where they torpedoed their own main character. They brought up a new character, made her really sympathetic, and then destroyed everything about her and put her with an abusive person that didn't give a shit about her. And I thought it was a fun story, which is why I wanted to go through it, like, hammer and tongs. Because I thought it was very interestingly terrible.
Hey, look.
Can I glow you? Why is Sableye hiding?
As he hides. Scan.
Well, what are you hiding from? What
Left.
do you have to
left,
hide?
left.
Is that an alternate path?
I don't remember.
I thought I saw a Crystal Bloom, which is why I asked.
There is a crystal bloom there, but it's not an alternate path.
Why is Rampardos fighting with a Crobat?
They're just yelling at it. But you can't get the two of them to fight. I forget what you need to do.
Crobat, why don't you just use Confuse Ray on them? That's a thing you can do still, right? You know Confuse Ray. So my next project is that I finally decided to sit down. I actually realized it was a lot shorter than I thought, so I'm gonna start.
On to your left, I believe there's gonna be a portal he jumps out of. Yeah, see that portal? That's where Gengar is right now.
So the next thing I'm gonna be getting. So the next thing I'm gonna be getting into is I'm finally gonna sit down and watch Evangelion, because apparently it's only one season long.
Yeah. I think there's a movie though.
Apparently there's like 3 or 4 movies.
Left, I think there's a portal. No. I don't know. I have no interest in watching. I've watched mecha stuff, but like, I'll probably one day watch Evangelion. It's just like, so the problem there that I've been told a million times by several different people, is essentially the creator of the show. The main character is very much a reflection of him, and apparently at some point during the writing of the show, the creator of the show got super depressed, and so the main character kind of becomes the super depressed, like, I don't know, uninteresting maybe, like, person. And it's this really weird, like, holy shit, Genji or Shenji or whatever the main character's name is.
Well, right now it's doing fine. I actually watched the first couple episodes, and I think the thing I like about it is just very plainly being schlocky and goofy. And I kind of appreciate that, because it's just being a silly show right now, where it's high stakes, but no one's like, you know, being like we're really in danger, and it's got good characters, I guess.
Gotcha. Number 4.
Number 4? What's up with number 4?
I thought number 4 looks the best for the Crogunks, because he's looking at the camera.
Okay, well, since we're getting pretty late, did you want to wrap back to the other topic you might actually have interest in talking about? Did you want to talk about DMC5?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very easy game in comparison to everything else, I'll give it that.
It's the most newer, like, new player friendly out of them.
Like, by the end, I had like 8 gold orbs on me. And I was like, I'm gonna blow them all here on the Virgil fights to Capcom, thanks for giving them to me. And that's exactly what happened. But I think the ironic thing is that I think I used more of them on the Dante part than the Nero part.
Nice work.
Which, like, Nero being slated to be the new protagonist, I have no interest in, because I fucking hate Nero.
Oh, you hate Nero.
Well, I just don't like his character arc. I don't really like his mannerisms, and his combat is trash. Like, I think the only reason why it even worked as well as it did was because I was using auto assist throughout the entire game.
Sure.
Just it's a bit too obtuse for me to really get a handle on it.
Gotcha.
Like,
his mannerisms are very similar to Dante's, but alright.
Yeah, but he's constantly, like, running around and bitching at Dante. Like, he doesn't have, like, the unflappable, like, you know, come-offedness that Dante's script does. Like, he cares too much about what other people think of him. He's constantly bitching about the way people think about what he is, where, you know, Dante just doesn't give a shit ever. And that works.
Great
I
timing.
guess. I don't remember him being really pissy at people or anything. I don't really remember that happening.
I think he might be able to work a bit better if his relationships with Nico and Kyrie were more interesting, but they're
Kyrie
not.
doesn't show up like at all in 5.
Well, yeah, but you know, if there was more,
voices
if there was a bit
and-
more to their dialogue when they were talking, that could give him like some good motivations or some good wrinkles to his character arc. Whereas it's just like Kyrie is essentially his princess and being like, I'm gonna be always here for you no matter what, and just come home whenever I really care, and it's like it's just a very boring relationship.
I'll say, yeah, Kyrie, she's a damsel in distress in 4, and in 5, she's a housewife that says like 3 lines. And is never shown on screen, you just hear her voice.
What else is there to talk about? Probably like I don't know why I kept coming to the table thinking that DMC was gonna have like interesting story stuff to do, because they never did. It's just way too simple, and when it's too simple, it becomes predictable. Like with the whole Horizon thing, it's like when they actually got down to wondering, oh, what's Horizon all about? It's like, well, what the fuck do you think it's gonna be? It's like it's either gonna be Sparta, or it's gonna be Virgil, or it's gonna be, I don't know, Mundus's second cousin. Like, it's not gonna be somebody that we don't know.
He's Virgil's demon half, and V is Virgil's human half.
Which was probably the only decent twist in the whole game, is like V being Virgil. Is like, yeah, I'll give it some credit. I didn't really see that coming, but I probably should have.
His name is goddamn V.
Yeah, it seems like it should have been more obvious, but I didn't pick up on it because it's like, he's meant to be this super edgelordy character. V made total sense why he was named V, and it was like, I guess I just didn't think about it.
Well, a couple other hints at V being Virgil are things like how he kind of just knew about Dante. He like knew things about Dante that seemed a little odd for some random person to know about Dante. And then 2, and this is something that it's harder to pick up on. His 3 summons, like the bird, the panther,
Shadow,
and
Griffin, and Nightmare.
Yeah, they're all enemies in the first game. They're all enemies that show up in Devil May Cry 1.
Huh. Yeah, but where the hell was Griffin in the original?
I don't know. I just know they're all enemies in.
Yeah, because I remember, I
remember.
remember Shadow because the freaking Panthers were a huge ass ache. I could definitely believe that the golems were in that game, but where the fuck were birds?
No, they're somewhere. That's probably just. I think they're a really generic air enemy. Is all they are.
Should we go to the beach?
We might have to. I don't know.
Apparently there's a night level now, so why not?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
But yeah, so
I guess overall, I mean, it's an easier game. I had a bunch of fun with it. I mean, I think the thing that it was definitely my fault, but Dante's combat is definitely the best of the 3 for what I wanted to do with it. But I think I kind of fucked it over by playing auto assist, because in auto assist I was constantly like switching between weapons and styles like on the fly. And I didn't really understand why at first, but then I realized, oh, they're doing that because they're trying to extend the best combo automatically. Whereas I thought that probably would have worked a lot better if they just let me keep the weapons that I was kind of used to with, rather than just like constantly cycling through the 3 weapons that I had. Eventually like 4 or 5.
4, I believe. But yeah, no. So Devil May Cry. There's a GIF blimp in the air. Make sure you get a picture of it. So Devil May Cry. I think Donkey put it best when he said, I forget his exact wording on it, but he's like, Devil May Cry isn't about beating your enemies, it's about whooping their goddamn ass, like in the like most badass way possible, which is why switching all the weapons and styles like mid combo is like Dante's whole gameplay mechanic. It's because it's all about juggling and doing all that sick ass shit and never ever letting your opponent touch the ground. Which other characters have to do differently, but because Nero can do it too, it's just he has to use the arms, he has to use the Exceed or Excel, or whatever it's called on the on the.
I wonder if there's any other Pokemon I can get good pictures of. There's another Corsola, I guess. But what's that thing in the cave? Or is that just a rock? Or a shadow?
Or a shadow. Keep an eye on the water. There's sometime in this level. There's some stuff in the water around this area.
So yeah, overall
light up the flowers. See what happens.
overall I had a whole bunch of fun with the series. I got to see some things, got to fight some bosses.
Okay, something's making an ass load of noise to your left. Oh, there's a Clamperl. Clamperl.
Wait, Clamperls, you're supposed to be in the ice world, not underwater like you are all the time.
No, they were in the underwater map. Not
Damn it, wake
like
up.
music? I wonder if it's music. Nope.
Wake
Maybe
up, you
there's
dumb bitches.
Maybe there's a flower near them that you have to hit? I don't know.
Oh yeah, the blossoms. Zangoose over there literally not giving two fucks. There's a Alolan Raichu practicing telepathy.
Yep. Look at the pile of sand.
Where's your Pikachu pile of sand? Is he too sleepy?
That's technically Sandy-Gas. The evolved form of him is pile of sand. One of what I think is the best named Pokemon, by the way, because it's not spelled pile of sand. It's spelled palace. It's spelled similar to palace, but it's also spelled similar to poltergeist.
Like, even in this game, they can't make these guys look cute. They still look terrifying.
Like Sandy-Gas?
Yep.
I'm a big fan of Sandy-Gas. I like Sandy-Gas.
I mean, I can see people giving it reasons
I like
to like
their
it.
shiny. I like their shiny a lot. Like that's I don't have one. I don't think. But like one of these days, I'm gonna have to try to hunt myself down a shiny Sandy-Gas because it's a play on the black sanded beaches of Hawaii. So instead of being tan, they're black. And it's because of the black sanded beaches that are in Hawaii.
Do you think Pokemon Company puts this much thought into it, or do you think this is just a bunch of coincidences that just work in their favor?
No, they 100%. There's so many, like, this shiny is very clearly, referencing this, and, like, this Pokemon's name has, like, 6 different meanings hidden in it. Like, Pokemon Company does this.
Well, good on them. I'm the one
Like,
constantly
there's-
underestimating them.
There's a whole YouTube channel that I could send you videos on that, like, goes over, the meanings of Pokemon's names, and just, like, essentially runs down the list. It's just like, here's all the... okay, take pictures even if you aren't going to keep them, because it counts as points that count towards your level up.
Okay, fine. I can pick more photos. I'm surprised that's only a 1 star. I got his arm. That should give me triple points.
Okay, once again, stars don't... I like the ink one, of the number 1 one, where the ink's just coming out of his mouth.
How is, Professor Beer not gonna know that I just took a picture of, like, a really weird-looking rock?
Because it's shaped like a clam.
So is this Pokemon just psychic, or have some other ability?
Psychic and electric.
Because it's like, he's literally levitating.
Nope. He uses psychic powers to surf around. Get him eating the apple, number 4. Ah! Big mouth, number 4.
I'm nothing if not a slave to my co-commentator.
Hey.
Now then.
Hopefully you can keep up this same enthusiasm when we're watching anime next week.
Nice work.
Watching anime next week?
Yep. Don't worry, it'll make sense.
I was gonna say, well, first, how are we doing that without getting into some sort of copyright trouble? And 2,
Because it's a video game and hoping for the best.
okay, so it still counts as a video game. So, like, I know you can't, like, watch, like, a movie and talk while you watch it and put it up on YouTube and expect it to go over well. Like, I just
No, we
know
can
that-
technically do that. We just have to record it as a commentary and put it up that way.
Yeah, but we can't, like, put up the actual movie footage, though, right? We have to, like, show us and not the
No,
movie
that's
footage.
yeah, that's the difference. It's just putting up some audio over something.
Yeah.
Maybe just a picture of the movie. I don't know.
Or, like, as long as we just show clips and not the full movie. All I know is, like, for example, we can't live stream literally just Netflix. Like, we can't just sit and watch Netflix on a live stream, even if we're talking about it, because if it's showing the whole show, we can get into people can get into huge trouble.
Well, yeah, that's why I would only suggest doing them as commentary tracks. Because
Yeah.
Red Letter Media does that a bunch of times, and that's, I'm thinking how it usually works.
Perfect timing.
Hey, you like this? How the hell is this double pose? What do you like about this picture?
I don't know, I can't tell what it's doing from the distance, so...
It's blank facing the ocean, just like what our Corsolas do. Maybe all Corsolas are born and live asleep forever, and that's why they have dopey faces.
Could be.
This got a whole 600 more points somehow.
Say, I'm a big fan of, Galarian Corsola. Where it's a ghost type, because it was, the water's polluted.
Well, you like it more when it's dying and sad?
I mean,
Timing.
a little bit.
Well, we found
It's
the real edgelord right here,
cooler.
everybody.
I was gonna say, it's just cooler. And because it has an evolution, because they gave it Cursula,
I kind of like Octillery being busted for drugs rather than this picture.
I mean, it keeps the drug one. It's your game. Do what you want.
A new discovery.
He really does believe that's a clam pearl. I mean, he just doesn't know that that's just a rock. It's just a sideways rock. That I took for extra credit because I knew he would believe it.
Nice work.
Yeah, and then, I don't remember, did we talk about Nero being Virgil's son before, or was that, like, news to you? I don't remember. It's,
Well,
like, heavily hinted at in 4, but, like, not
well,
blatant.
it's heavily hinted just by the fact that Nero's like whole business exists. Like, I knew he was part of the family, I just didn't know how.
Yeah.
As like, I just thought he was like the third son who got lost. And it was like, no, it's you're the kid of the family, and it's like, sure, why not?
He's Virgil's, which is why.
I feel like if you're gonna freaking do that and say that the villain is the father, you gotta reveal who the mom is. Like, come on.
Maybe we'll do that in the next game, I don't know.
The next game that I'm gonna side-eye pretty hard because Nero's gonna be the new Devil May Cry run-in protagonist, man.
What? He was the run-in protagonist of 5.
Well, he's the protagonist of 4 because the story's
And
focused
5.
on him specifically.
And 5. He's the protagonist of 5, too.
Well, he's a shared protagonist, and that's fine because you're not playing as him all the damn time.
I mean, you literally, just like in 4, you basically play as him for the first half of the game.
Yeah, which was also not fun in retrospect.
I'm pretty sure you play as Nero the most in 5.
Well, you get to offshoot him with Dante and V, and I'll take that. As much as I can get it. Because while V's combat was incredibly stupid, at least it works decently. And it doesn't fuck me over. Because, like, I don't get why someone else would say it's complicated, because literally I was saying they'd be like, hit triangle and square and try not to be next to the enemy, and that's kind of the whole bit.
It's complicated. It's complicated if you're trying to do the, look good aspect, right? So, like, yes, you can get the job done on Dante, for example, by wailing on them with just, rebellion or whatever. Or you can, rotate between all your styles and all your weapons to do some sick-ass looking shit. So then it's like, okay, now how do I do all the sick-ass shit on V? Well, on V, you have to be multitasking essentially every single one of those things at the same time. Because you have to be using the panther and doing different things with the panther at the same time as doing different things with the bird, at the same time as reading the book so that you can spam the giant.
Well, I don't really get the point in doing all that because his combat is so simple that they just give you S ranks all the time anyway.
Well, it's not straight up about quote unquote getting the S rank. It's about looking good. So
Hey, it's a Viper. It's pretty neat. Now, how do I make Zangoose kill you?
that is an excellent question that I do not know the answer to, but it's got to be in here somewhere.
Yeah,
Maybe
because
one of the,
you don't put a Zangoose and a Viper in the same place unless you want a bloodbath.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe there's in like level 2 of this stage or something. The Viper is more apparent and not hidden. Scan.
Wait, what do you mean scan?
There's an alternate route here that's coming up here. Scan now, my bad. And then, because we didn't go down this route before, so we might as well go down it this time.
I'm sure there's a natural precedent for the whole thing, but I will tell you, like, back in the day, like, I thought the whole Viper Zangoose thing was, like, the most random thing I thought they ever come up with.
Mongooses and snakes fucking fight each other all the shit in real life.
Yeah, but it still just feels like their most random pairing.
No, because it's a mongoose and a snake fighting the shit out of each other like normal.
Well, if you want to go back in time and explain that to 14-year-old me, you're free to.
Sounds good. Next time I have access to a time machine, I'll make sure to do it. But yeah, that's entirely what it is.
I really wish I could remember the name of that Pokemon I was trying to remember like an hour and a half ago because I wanted to make a joke about it.
About which one?
That, like, Brachiosaurus that was, like, half fruit, and it didn't evolve.
Tropius?
That's probably it.
The one with the bananas hanging from its neck? And, like, the leaf
Wait,
wings?
Is he pissed off? Where are you going? Why is there stuff now happening? What's going on? Wait, was that you?
Yeah, Sandy Gas was making some weird-ass noises.
I was gonna say something like, and next up for their final round, Raichu and Tropius, who will be in a battle to the death.
I was gonna say, Tropius isn't in this level at all.
And that's why it didn't work as a joke.
And then say Tropius is in one of the free update levels as a Pokemon that is original to those levels.
Seriously? Tropius is actually in this game.
Yep, he's in one of the levels that got added as a free update.
You couldn't have added anything cooler like Villava or whatever? I think that's a dragonfly.
Yeah, Mega? Yanma?
No,
Dragonfly?
the other thing, like the thing that you're stuck with forever in order to get Flygon.
Oh, Vibrava?
That's it.
Is Vibrava in this game? Trapinch and Flygon are in this game. I don't know if Vibrava's in this game. They're in the desert, but I don't know if Vibrava's in this game off the top of my head. It might.
Yeah, I guess I'll bring in all the pictures. Well, I guess there wasn't much to talk about with DMC5. It's just a solid game.
It is a good game. We'll play through it. And I'm curious how your reaction will be because I don't know. I didn't watch or I don't think they've been posted yet. Like you playing through the game, so I don't know. I'm curious to see if things will look different to you when I play
Nice work.
the game for like the silly when we go through a run where we watch the silly cutscenes, and I'll be playing behind the controller.
Oh,
and
yeah,
if
it
that
was-
would make you potentially re-interested or not.
I was gonna say that I was kind of disappointed that the Dante started recycling his old material when he was fighting Cerberus again.
I mean, I feel like that was intentional. They wanted to call back to Cerberus fight.
Well, it's always intentional, but it's still disappointing. It's like you couldn't have come up with a better joke, Dante. Because even at the time, I was like, this is kind of a shitty joke.
Which joke is that again?
I think it was the whole scene I was having an issue with, because it was like, they're good jokes, but, you know, cut them a bit shorter. You don't need this many jokes about him being a dog.
Yeah, okay, Vibrava in the game. Trapinch is in the game, Flygon's in the game, Vibrava's not in the game.
Nice work.
It's because everyone hated Vibrava for being stuck with us for 30 or 40 levels.
And not even for a pseudo-legendary. Because, once again, friendly reminder to people who think it is.
Nice work.
Flygon is not a pseudo-legendary. He is not akin to Dragonite. He is not akin to Tyranitar.
And he's
He is
not,
not
akin to
akin to
Salamence in his
Salamence
own game,
Salamence or Metagross.
which is some royal bullshit.
Because while Gen 3 is the lucky region, and I think still the only region to have 2 pseudo-legendaries, it has Metagross and Salamence. It does not have... Flygon is not a pseudo-legendary. Then Gen 4 you have Garchomp, Gen 5 you have Hydreigon, Gen 6 you have,
Mr. Potato
Goodra.
Head.
oh, you have Goodra.
But we have Goodra right here. Look at her.
Yeah, and that's the Gen 6 return to camp. What do we have to do? Is there something we forgot to do?
There might be a level that we forgot to level up to level 2 somewhere.
Well, my mind says, or you have to run through level 2 of the cave if you have not ran through level 2 of the cave yet.
Well, to
'Cause
the cave.
For example, you have to run through level 2 of the volcano. You can't just get level 2 volcano. You have to run through it as level 2.
Plus, we had to find that. No, wait, we already did that. We already found the stupid flower in the ice level.
Yep.
I'm kind of surprised the only, like, new Pokemon I've seen in the entire Part 2 that I've been, like, even remotely interested in was Cutiefly. And I was only interested in calling it stupid.
Hold on, there was another Pokemon you talked about. You talked about Clatzer a fuck ton.
Probably just piggybacking off you pointing it out like 3 times.
I was trying to point it out so that we didn't miss it breaking the water, which I didn't realize we had to do anyway to progress. So
I mean, I will say that the pictures we got of Clawitzer were interesting. I don't know if I'd be super interested in Clawitzer itself.
Gotcha. Your favorite is still Florges.
I was really impressed with a new Pokemon that I liked that much. Because I thought, like, new Pokemon just started getting, like, played out and, not as creative. Maybe the story started slipping a little bit.
Gen 8 story, I guess, but Gen 7 has one of the better stories. Gen 5 has what is arguably... A lot of people consider Gen 5 the best story. Some think Gen 7. I think it personally comes down to personal preference. I think if you're more of a plot story-focused person, you're gonna like Gen 5. If you're more of a character-driven story person, you're gonna like Gen 7's story.
What's that
Part of
noise? What is mewling at me right now?
Do not know. To your
Are these
right,
Drifloon?
maybe?
Are these
Oh,
Drifloon trying to
Drifloon.
pick up these Carbinks somehow?
Potentially.
Because I know that's the whole bit with Drifloon is that they're evil.
Yeah, they pick things up and carry them to the underworld.
Oh, really?
Who the hell is writing Pokedex entries? It's the eternal mystery.
Of the player character?
Are we really that much of a monster?
What?
Are we the monsters?
No, the Pokemon is. Pokemon's doing the evil shit.
What the hell is this rock for? Well, I guess I could hit it with... I don't know if I could hit it down is the problem.
Yes, you can. I think you have to hit not that one. You have to hit the one specific one, but you have to hit it multiple times. It's not just once.
What the fuck is going on down here?
Giant crystals.
Sableye are trying to hunt down a cart. He's made of rocks. What are you gonna do to him?
What? Sableye eat crystals.
Oh,
And Carbink is made out of crystals. Sableye is literally the natural predator of Carbinks.
yeah, but then why are they eating apples?
Everybody likes apples. It's a good, delicious treat.
So
What's the thing to
the
scan? There's nothing to scan right now, it says. That little icon at the bottom of the screen. And then apparently it's gone now. You got too far away from whatever it was.
Oh my god, that's actually kind of cool, which I never thought I would say about a Mawile.
What, that it has a mouth on the back of its head that it uses?
No, that would do something cool. Because Mawiles are lame.
Are you more of a Sableye guy? A Sapphire guy?
I would say if I had to choose, then yeah, because Sableye kicks Mawile's ass.
I was gonna say Mawile is from Ruby, Sableye is from Sapphire.
What the fuck
I
is
like
it?
both.
What the fuck is Noibat doing?
Shooting sound waves at it, I guess. So that's what it
I have to
do.
paralyze his fruit so that it doesn't hurt me.
Scan.
Why are they just like ruins, ruins, ruins? Why are there ruins everywhere? This is weird. I mean, it is weird. We only have 5 seconds to the end of the level. What do you want me to look at?
I think it's more ruins or something.
The giant crystal
Oh no,
on the ceiling?
giant crystal on the ceiling.
I mean, that
That's
is
kinda-
weird. I'll give you points for that. Well,
Yeah, I think you need to see the giant crystals in the ruins in order to get to the boss fights. Or well, for this one, you need to see the giant crystals and then the ruins. But I think normally you need to see the ruins for the boss fight.
Oh, but that picture is so much better.
I was gonna say the first one's really good.
How the hell am I gonna get Joltik to do anything interesting?
I think there is something you can get it to do with. I think there's something you can get it to do to shoot electricity.
Where's the Crobat in this picture?
Hold on.
Why am I even asking this question? Is it that, like, thing way off to the left?
I don't know. I can't tell on my computer screen.
Oh, well,
It's somewhere in there.
it's a mystery not worth solving.
It's where I was gonna say it's wherever your cursor would have been at the time.
Yeah, maybe you'll like that picture better. Drifloon making trouble. Mawile doing something cool.
Sableye eating apple,
I don't know what the fuck they're doing here, but sure.
having a business meeting.
Here's them using Stun Spore, I guess.
Pavilion, and no, the particles around them I think are like shiny bits of the the cave. I think. I don't think it's zombies that move.
Let's do this.
Don't worry, we're not getting tired with our favorite video game of the year.
Nice
I like this game a lot.
It's kind of a shame that I can never... Well, I guess it's not really a shame that I can never join in on the GOTY talks because I never play any modern games.
Nice
I
work.
mean, this game's not gonna get a game of the year in any.
Well, it's
so-
gonna get it on this channel. This is our favorite game in 2025.
Okay, but so if we followed, like, though, for example, again, I think I mentioned something about Donkey earlier tonight about an opinion he had, but, like,
You were talking about him talking about DMC5.
yeah, that's right, because he said the game's about, yeah, okay, but when he does his game, quote-unquote, Game of the Years, like, videos, he's not counting games that came out that year, he's playing games he played for the first time that year. So, like, in his Game of the Year videos, a lot of the games will be games that came out that year, but some of them will be old games when you're watching them.
Nice work.
Or games that are a couple years old because he finally got to them. And I think that's a fair way of doing Game of the Years for, like, YouTube channels and stuff, or, like, personal Game of the Years. It comes down to what games you played that year.
Yeah, it's just kind of a shame that I have no interest in video game Donkey.
It's fine. I'm just saying, I just wanted to use him as an example. I'm not saying go watch it. I'm saying this is how he does it, and I think that's a good way for anybody to do their quote-unquote Game of the Year.
Nice work.
I don't
My Game
know
of
what
the
I...
Year would be this year.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Mostly because I can't remember what the fuck we've even played this year.
Oh, if it has to be stuff we played on the channel together, that's even harder yet.
Because I think
For
we've
me,
been moving a
It
bit
might
too
be
fast.
the ghost game. It might be the ghost game where I had to, like, piece together all how people died.
Oh. I mean, Obra Dinn is really fun.
Say, out of the ones we played on stream, that might be it. Out of games I played personally, this year.
This year,
It might
the 4
be- it
months
might
that we've
be-
had.
Yes, maybe. I don't know. I guess if we're thinking that way, I didn't. Okay, last played January 3rd, so yes, I could count this game, and I very well might. Monster Sanctuary, which is like it's an indie game it's a Metroidvania game, like play style of a game, but the main game loop is Pokemon. So it's like you're playing Pokemon. Essentially, you're playing Pokemon, but
Professor.
you're also playing like a Metroidvania, and I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. I was like, holy shit, this game is fun. But then there's like a bunch of games I bought this past year that I haven't played yet at all.
Yeah, I actually decided to pick up the last indie game that I played after. Apparently, the last time I played it was like around September. I was really surprised that I stopped playing Minoria that long ago. I managed to finish it in like 5 minutes today because apparently I was like right on the final boss. The next game I picked from my pile is going to be 8-Bit Adventure. I don't know when I'm going to bother doing that, because it's like, it's supposed to look like a NES RPG, and that's kind of a bit too retro for me, but I don't know if I'm going to like it or not.
Gotcha.
Like, I mean, if you see my channel, I'm not ageist when it comes to video games. It's just like, I don't know if they're going to... I guess in terms of indie games, I don't know if they're going to do something really cool with that, or it's just going to be a crutch, would probably be the 2 ways it could go. Oh, but speaking of Devil May Cry being over, my next project after that is probably something you're not going to be interested in, but I'm going to be starting Ratchet and Clank soon, and that'll be something that'll be for our other mutual friend.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've never played a Ratchet and Clank game, like, ever.
Hey, it is a Steelix. I think I called that in the volcano level.
Be careful.
Except this isn't the Volcano Island. The Volcano Island had Volcarona.
Oh yeah, well we'll put some lava over there and say I was right. And apparently Steelix can also fly.
Yeah, he's jumping through holes that he has in the walls.
Try throwing flip fruit at them.
It's just like that flying boss in DMC3.
Hey, throw fruit in the holes, she said.
What do you mean?
As you continue to just throw light balls. She literally just tells you to throw fruit in the holes to lure it out.
Wait, lure it out?
Yeah, because it's hiding in holes.
Is this seriously how it works?
Okay, you're not throwing fruit, you're throwing light balls. Throw fruit.
What?
Fruit!
It doesn't light light? Well, how am I supposed to... wait, it's
Okay.
already illuminated? Or did all those light balls, like, actually do something?
No, it looked like it was already illuminated there. Hold on, it's still jumping around. I can hear it. I think it's in front of you.
Oh, it's actually just really slow. I mean, new Snap, it's not that exciting. You can tone it down on the MIDI brass, which this isn't, but whatever. What the... Well, where are you?
Keep an eye out. This is another reason why I think the audio cues can help, and I don't know how well you can hear it. Because I can hear him when I'm watching here. Okay, you have to hit him with glowing things right now. Those shots aren't counting.
Okay, what are you trying to point me at?
It's trying to show you where to throw the apple.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. It's just my camera moves too slowly. Damn it, light bulb, stop being lighter than the apples. Not helping. Welp. I will use this amber to summon... Oh wait, that's a crystal.
Yeah. So that's not amber, that's just crystals. It's probably like topaz or something, to be specific.
It's worth a whole 50 cents a pound. Be sure to mine it, everybody.
I don't think topaz is that cheap. I think topaz is much more expensive than that.
Can you give me some direction, game?
For right now, I just throw apples into holes.
But I want to hit the crystal bloom. I'm probably not going to play a lot of things that are going to interest you in the long term, to be honest, because even after Ratchet and Clank, I think the next thing after that is Tomb Raider. Hey, stop staring at me, you jerk. Come back here. Suffer my apple torment.
So, like, one thing with these boss fights that I feel like, I don't know how well you can hear the game because of how you have your volume set up, but, like...
Hey, I got one picture of him, okay? What are you talking about? How can you detour on the Illumina spot?
Past that broken wall, there appears to be a large open area. The scan.
How the fuck did you see that?
It's human-made.
I didn't see that.
It's just begging to be explored.
And also, I am playing a girl character.
But, like, the audio cues would tell me, like, where
What is this?
Felix is.
Professor?
Like, I could hear that he sounded like he was down and
I
below.
can't say for sure, but I think there
Or,
may be
like,
another
down to the
ruin
left.
connected to the Illumina Pokemon.
Oh my god, we found the final secret. It turns out that the professor was the villain. Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
This game has no villain.
I found the... what? Do they come together and become the ultimate... no, wait. They turn into a shield that protects us from the meteor shower that apparently is coming.
But it must be depicting that ancient lentil legend. Let's see. It looks like it's roughly 2,000 years old?
Jeez, you startled me.
How can you even tell that?
I don't
Must
know.
have been made around the
Look it up.
time the meteorite hit. Fantastic.
I'll just disrespect your, culture and throw apples at it.
People saw back then?
How far away is it? Jesus.
The Pokemon?
Far enough that you can't hit it with anything.
You're right.
Oh, never mind. You can hit it with the
Patterns on
clovers.
these Pokemon.
Oh yeah, we'll eat this.
Pokemon?
I'm just disrespecting the professor.
Just before the meteorite fell after all? And was there there another Illumina Pokemon?
Now, what are we supposed to believe that the Pokemon are ancient? Because that's not how Pokemon. Well, it's not how Pokemon usually work.
Oh,
No, I
sorry.
think
I got
the
this
idea
all
is that they're the
sorted.
ancestors of the
I've got
originals.
some good data for now. Let's sort it out.
At least
Or
that would
the-
make sense.
They're the descendants of the originals. I had that backwards.
Because one of those Pokemon is a fish, and fish don't last that long.
Okay, once again. Oh, well, yeah, I guess the Wishy-Washy. I was like, once again, sea serpent, but no, yeah, Wishy-Washy's a fish. Actually, it's a whole bunch of fish.
Huh, how the ancestors gonna work with that sort of timeline? Wow, those are the only pictures I got of him. I'm really shitty at this.
Number 2.
Does that count as an ass shot? Well, we're gonna make it so.
All right. Excellent. Nice work.
I mean, finding him wasn't the problem, Professor.
I don't know, you had a lot of trouble finding him at times during that.
Well, I found him a whole bunch of times in, like, the flip part of the stage, but I couldn't hit him with anything.
Oh.
Am I supposed to be the researcher? I thought I was just, like, the collector of specimens.
No, yeah. That's essentially, you're helping with the research, unless you're a researcher.
Does Steelix count as a ground Pokemon?
Yes, he's ground steel type. That's why he's weak to water.
And also why he's a nerd. He's not one of those Pokemon that have one hyper-specific weakness.
No, he's a Pokemon with load of very common weaknesses. Fighting, fire. Well, I think he actually might take Mooch. No, because ground doesn't resist fire, I don't think. I think it just...
How does ground not resist fire damage?
I don't think it resists. I think it's just super effective, because I'm pretty sure Steelix still takes super effective from fire. But let me double check.
Comes to an end. Ready for the
Oh yeah, we're just surveying everywhere. Is he gonna send us into space? Because that sounds very dangerous.
Yeah, no, it doesn't resist fire. Ground only resists poison and rock. And it's immune to electric, of course, which, you know.
Now we're gonna find the legendary Pokemon in space.
No. We're gonna find it next time, because it's 12:30 and I need stuff I need to do because I start my new job on Monday.
Oh god damn, you are on a tight schedule.
Yeah,
Which
so I
is,
work today.
Which is
I work today. I have off tomorrow, but then
You
work
immediately
Monday
jump back
through
on.
Friday.
Yep.
Yeah, I only got one day off this week, but then going forward, I have Saturday, Sundays off, like continuously. So
Well, at least we'll be on a similar schedule then. Won't be any of this weird stuff. Oh, we're just going to an underwater grave site, which we're not going to be doing today.
and it
So,
doesn't even appear on the.
so yeah, next week we're going to be back on My Week, where we're going to be watching a 3-hour-long long play, essentially, of Super Adventure Rockman. I'll explain why on the day of, because it's kind of a similar reason why we played Metal Slayer Glory, was because it was an earlier game in a long-respected franchise development company that I thought made for an interesting story that we should probably just check out for the notoriety, I guess. Since, depending on how we feel, since it's gonna be like a 3-hour-long video, we might jump immediately into the next game for like an hour or so. And I'm kind of excited about this one because I kind of just want to see your reaction to what happens in it.
Gotcha.
It's definitely going to be a game you've never heard of before, and I'd imagine a lot of people haven't. Unless they're fans of a
Rockman?
No, not this
Oh,
game.
no,
the game after
Rockman.
it. The game after.
I was like, I've heard of this Rockman game before. I don't know much about it, but I've heard of it.
Oh, it's Japanese only. It's on the PlayStation, and it's an on-rails shooter, or it's an old style FPS at least.
Gotcha. So what's the game after that you're saying that you don't think I'd know anything about?
Well, I'm not going to reveal it yet.
Alright,
You'll
sounds
be
good.
able to see the title when we start it, because I'll get the ISO for it before then. And there's that damn Cutiefly that I still don't understand.
Oh,
Buzz off here, whatever you are.
it's a bee fly. Google bee fly. Look at what that bee fly looks like, and then look at cutie fly. I sent a picture of cutie fly to you.
So yeah, thanks for joining us here for this double stream that we were forced to do because the game decided to crash. I'm still having a hell of a time with this game, and I guess next week check back with my continuing review of Evangelion as I continue through it. Maybe Cheddar will watch something for next week for his portion.
Maybe. Who knows?